Welcome to another episode of Satisfying Static.
Hello, hello.
Housekeeping today. Not too much. I ADHD'd real hard a couple of days ago. I hyper-focused on a surprise for Olivia and pulled it off in 4 hours with the help of her mother and one of her good friends. We basically gutted the front garden area and then planted new plants and put down some mulch. And it sounds like it would have been easy, but it was a lot of hard and miserable labor, and I'm still sore.
Yeah, yard work
So
is never easy. So I'm pretty impressed with what you got done in that time. It looks great.
thank you.
What else? Oh, and no millimeters of Mervyn updates. Mervyn.
No, no millimeters of Mervyn updates. I have not been working on the photos much. I was mostly working on them at work when we had downtime. Work has not had any downtime lately. So my hope is that I'll be able to hammer out a ton of it. Honestly, the vast majority of it on that month that I have off coming up in August for my surgery. So,
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. I was like, you have a month
yep.
off coming up? Why?
Yeah, millimeters of Mervyn in the month of August is the plan. Me and Olivia tried to go to Boston. Yeah, me and Olivia tried to go to Boston Pride yesterday.
Oh, fun! How did that go?
Try being the keyword. So we went. So we did like the quick. We did like the quick walk around of like the tents and stuff. And then when we went to go like hang out at a stage and like get drinks, it was just a torrential downpour.
Oh no.
And Olivia like really wanted to be there. And I was like, sweetie, I will stand here in the rain for you. Like I took off my watch and I like put it in my pocket and I'm like, I'm comfy. I'm gonna button up. I'll just get rained on. Like it's no big deal. And she stuck it out for maybe an additional 10 minutes. And then she was like, I think we should just leave. And I was like, okay, all right. But like, I don't want you to think I'm giving up on you.
Aww.
I'm not. And so we came home and literally like 15 minutes after we got home, all the rain cleared up and it was bright. And I was like, sweetie, we can go back if you want. Like we can go back. She's like, no, now I've like resigned to being home. I changed clothes. Like I don't want to do it again.
Aww.
I was like, okay. So we made cocktails and played Ticket to Ride all night.
Cute. That still sounds like a fun way to spend the day. And you definitely tried and succeeded in going. You just didn't stay for very long.
Yes. I was very nervous about being recognized a bunch. And thankfully, everybody looked at me like I was the same stranger everyone else was. So that was great.
Oh, good. Well, are there any other like Pride events happening this month that you guys plan on attending? Or that was the one?
I think that was the one. I had hoped to go to the Red Sox game. I wish I knew about it sooner. They're giving out Red Sox jerseys that are rainbow colored.
Cute. Aw.
Yeah.
I will be going to my first Dodgers game for Pride Night next weekend. Oh, wait, I think we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, you're going. Sorry, this psychopath just jumped at me.
Hi, Harriet. I was wondering if that was Liv or Harriet. I couldn't tell by your gestures.
It was Harriet. It was Harriet lunging at my face because she's hungry and I'm not going to feed her. Can you please get down?
Oh, it's her dinner time.
Thank you. Hi, thank you. Yeah, it is. And she's a cranky noodle. Cranky noodle. Yeah, so we were going to go to the Dyke March on Friday night, and then we decided that being home was better. And then Saturday we ended up home anyway, so we're just becoming certified homebodies.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really blame you. Sometimes home just is a whole lot better. But yeah, I'm not really vibing with or feeling many Pride events this year either, so Dodgers game it is.
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, at one point I was like, sweetie, maybe we just got old, because everybody like wants to go to these things that start at like 5 p.m. and I'm like, that's cool, but like you're gonna be there till 9 and then I'm not gonna get home till 10 and then I'm just going straight to bed. That sucks. I don't want to do that.
Oh my god, yeah, you have gotten old.
And like nursing hangovers all the time.
Oh yeah,
no, thank you.
No, I'm not a fan of that. That's why I don't drink as much as I used to, for sure. And it's mostly just because I don't like waking up hungover.
Me either. Liv got me a bottle of gin for my birthday. It's lovely gin. We finally cracked it open the other night, had a couple of drinks, and I'm like, oh, I gotta drink so much water because I do not want to wake up tomorrow with a headache. Like, I just don't.
Right. Like, it's absolutely not worth it to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll still go out and have drinks, and I still I have nights where I don't know my limits, but they're very rare now because I just don't like that feeling. I don't like waking up late and like sleeping shitty and like just feeling like garbage the whole next day. No, thank you.
Yeah, sleeping poorly, I did not realize was such a result of alcohol, but
Mm-hmm.
my sleep is definitely less when I drink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's always like, oh, I don't understand how I went to bed at 3 a.m. and now I'm up at 8 o'clock in the morning, but here we go.
Well, it's just even like the quality of sleep. Like I'll have a couple drinks and then go to bed at 11, but I'll be up every like 2 hours for
Mm.
whatever reason. Like my body's just like, hey, something is wrong, wake up again. And I'm like, no, you're just drunk, go back to sleep.
Sleep it off, buddy.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like liquor just hasn't been the thing for me for the last few years, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like that's been a common change for a lot of people. I like the uptick of like mocktails that I've been seeing. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but out here, especially on like
Yeah.
even restaurant menus and stuff for people who don't drink, it's a nice option.
Mocktails, yeah. My only complaint with mocktails is a lot of them lean heavy into sugar.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of them are super sweet, but so are cocktails. So like it makes sense.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah. But you can cut some of the sweet with liquor. And when you're not cutting some of the sweet, it just kind of, I don't know. And it depends on the kind of sweet they're
How
using.
much liquor? Usually a cocktail has like a shot in it though.
Yeah.
So
I'm a gin drinker, so I'm mostly just having simple syrup added, like not a ton of other sugar.
right, that's fair. If you're just like a straight there's a fly. If you're just like a straight like hard out for the most part like hard alcohol drinker, then it's hard to swap with like mocktails because they are mostly just like fizzy sugary drinks. So I hear
Right.
you there.
I'm sorry. Did you say that there was a fly?
Mm-hmm. What?
Like a buzzing thing?
Yeah, like a flying insect.
That is not what I was hearing. I was hearing like a squeaky toy.
I don't know why you were hearing a squeaky toy.
Oh my god, it was something much louder than that. It sounded like there was a dog in the background playing with something.
um, okay. Well, I have headphones
Could
on.
it have been a fly? Wow, don't know.
I have headphones on, so I am not sure. It could have been my floor since I am sitting on the floor.
Oh, maybe that. Maybe that.
It makes way more sense than the fly.
Okay, here we go. I wanted to make the song sound like Game of Thrones, but I couldn't think of how to start it.
I don't know what that song sounds like, so can't help you.
The Game of Thrones song is so good. There was something we were watching the other day where it had a song that sounded very eerily similar to the beginning of the Game of Thrones series, and I told Olivia, I was like, I just want to listen to this all the time now. Okay, so, all right, you know what? We're looking it up really quick because
Because it's
I
going to
need to
bother
hear
you.
it.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to bother me. It's going to be in the back of my mind the whole
I
time.
know. We should have
Opening
a
song.
sound that plays while you're Googling things.
Oh, there we go. No, that's what it is.
That's epic.
Here we go.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
It's so good. Okay. All right, so that's how we're turning on the machine today.
That is very epic for the random word generator. I love it.
I love a strong orchestra. I love a good set of strings, and that's what that is.
The machine better spit out something good because it's gonna be real embarrassing if it doesn't.
We're all concerned. We're all concerned. Oh, incongruous or incongruous?
First of all, those two sounded exactly the same.
In my mind, they sounded exotic to each other, but yeah, no, they're not. Incongruous.
I'm gonna need a definition.
Incongruous. Incongruous.
Can we? That's what I was thinking. Can we use it in a sentence, please?
I believe it means not in continuity, not in harmony or keeping with the surroundings or other aspects of something. The duffel coat looked incongruous with the black dress she wore underneath.
Oh, okay.
Are we immediately passing? Are you immediately passing?
Yeah, I feel like that one's a hard pass.
Incongruous. Okay.
I mean, it was an epic word, and we learned something new today. But like, I mean, is that just like the adverb of incongruent? Is incongruent not?
I believe that would be the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
that is incongruent with this, or blank is incongruous of this.
God, who uses that? All right. I'm so proud of anyone that uses that in a sentence this week.
What about worm?
I swear, the machine is so all over the place all the time. We went from incongruous to worm.
Yeah, WORM. WOM.
Worm. Worm.
Warm.
Um,
Warm.
worm makes me think of a lot of things. It makes me think of going fishing when I was little, and it also makes me think of that meme where girls ask their significant others if they would still love them if they were a worm.
Oh, that comes from Love is Blind.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it comes from Colleen asking Matt if he would still love her if she was a worm. And he was like, "Are you kidding me? Of course I would.
Oh my
You would
God.
absolutely be my worm." Like, he really played into it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you know the background to that because I feel like
Yep.
I've heard that question before, but then it was like all over the internet for some reason, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I think this is really funny. But yeah, that's what it now. Whenever I hear worm, that's what it makes me think of. Because I don't know. I don't. I mean, like, I don't know what my answer would be to that. Like, yeah, I would still love you, but like, you know, are we at girlfriend status? I don't know.
Yeah, are we still... I mean, at that point, you are... There's a lot of ethical questions.
Yeah.
Okay? How does intimacy occur? Do they just crawl on you?
Or
And not even in, like, inappropriate parts. Like, are they just crawling up your hands?
right. Like, and then do you travel together? Like how
And how do you do that? Do they get a terrarium?
right.
Is that where they
Right. Like
is that where they travel with
gotta be
you?
careful they don't dry out. So
Right. So they can't go to the beach. Because they wouldn't make it to the water fast enough. They would die.
right, right. So there's a lot of questions around the logistics of if
God, worms have so many predators. You couldn't have
I
a cat, you
know.
couldn't have a dog, you couldn't have certain large spiders, birds.
I know. And like would you want to live in a terrarium? Like so many questions. Like how would my partner like to live out their worm days? Do they have a preference?
Would they still be able to communicate? Would they need one of those megaphone things to even like have a conversation? Would they have to warm up to the megaphone?
Could they write on a whiteboard?
Could they? Well, no, they don't have appendages, right? So, like,
Yeah, but like they could smear themselves in ink and then squiggle across the whiteboard.
wow, yeah,
You can write
everything
in
would look like
cursive,
cursive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there are ways around this,
Wow.
but
I'm just imagining a worm trying to write a word that had the letter I in it,
just like
and
lifting
instead
its
of
head.
yeah, or jumping, just like a
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
to make the dash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's tough.
there's just a lot of logistics that I haven't figured out there, you know? So I just have so many questions. I think I'm the wrong person to ask.
So many questions. So many questions.
It's like, have we figured out all the details? Because if not, I don't know if I can answer.
Here's a good one. Is it still murder if you kill it?
Oh my God.
I'm just wondering because here's my
You took
my
it there.
ultimate fear. Well, my
Squishing
ultimate
it?
fear is that I wake up one day and Olivia's a worm. And oh my God, I have to protect this worm at all costs, right?
Mhm.
Worm gets out, falls on the floor. Oh no, I don't see it. I step on it. Dead worm.
Right.
Now I have to deal with the fact that I've murdered my loved one. And also, I have to be afraid of being charged with murder.
But do you? Do the cops know that Olivia turned into a worm?
I feel like I would have to report it because then she would become a missing person and I would be accused of murder anyway because her body would be missing.
But her body would never be found because it would be a worm. No
Right,
body,
but
no
let's
crime.
say she inches her way. Let's say she inches her way somewhere and writes help as a worm. And now the world knows that she became a worm and that I neglected her. Or God forbid, I stepped on her tail. I stepped on the back half of her, so she's a half a worm.
They regenerate. It's fine.
Oh, God.
She'll grow a whole new
There's-
back half.
I swear to God, there's a movie where in which this happens, where the guy's wife, like, leaves him. And he
and
wakes up and
becomes a
there's just like
worm.
a bug in his bed.
Oh,
And there's like a bug or like a pet of some sort in his bed. And he's like, oh my God, it's you. Like you became this thing.
oh my
And then
god.
like years go by and he sees the woman like out in public and he's like, wait. And she was like, ah, ha, ha, ha. Like, you don't see me.
Avoid at all
What?
costs.
Yeah. God, I don't remember what it was.
That's a really funny concept for a movie. Funny and sad, but great idea.
I'm like 99% sure it exists in some fashion and I can't remember how or what. For
I
those of you that may know this, please put it in the comments.
I would love that, and also think it's so hilarious if that's just a movie you made up in your head.
It's possible. It's possible.
Just talking
We'll
about,
do a quick Google search.
just in case it is one of your head movies.
Oh boy.
I'm so
So I
scared.
Google I googled man believes his wife who left him turned into a bug or pet.
Mm.
And a lot of things came up about shocked spouse syndrome, where you're shocked that your partner left and apparently it causes all these things.
Wait, this is something that really happens to people?
Runaway husband's wife abandonment syndrome. When a man leaves out of the blue from what his life believed was a happy, stable marriage, there's typically another woman in the picture. This is listed on Psychology Today.
Okay.
I'm gonna close this out. That got sad. So unclear. Maybe I did make it up. If I did, I should write a screenplay. So
Apparently, this is just like a thing that happens though. So like interesting to learn.
yeah,
In my head I was like, "Oh, that's funny and sad because I bet that's actually how some people chose to cope with their partner leaving." Oh, it is. It is. Cool.
yeah. So when I think of worm, I think of
Wow.
the amount of people that come in thinking that they have worms is abundant.
Is it? Okay, that's not surprising because I'm constantly Googling that shit. I'm like, what are the symptoms of like having a parasite?
Guys, oh my God. Okay. And then people are like, don't you want to get an x-ray? And I'm like, high key, intestinal worms don't really show up the way that you think that they do. The really, really, really bad ones that can kill you and probably already have killed you, if we're looking at what killed you, those might show up. But most intestinal worms do not show up.
Cool. So how maybe I don't want to know. I don't know if it's going to be better or worse for me to know.
Intestinal worms, basically, you'll just have like diarrhea and feel generally unwell. That's one version of a worm. The other version of a worm is only at nighttime
Okay.
your butthole will itch.
That is so weird. That is so weird.
And it's because those are pinworms. Those are called pinworms or tapeworms. If you want to see if you have those worms,
Okay.
I'm not kidding. You put a piece of tape over your butthole.
Oh. Okay. For how long?
Just overnight, and then in the morning you check the tape and there will be worms stuck to the tape.
Ew.
They literally come out of your rectum to reproduce out there and like do their little worm dance, and then they go back in. But when they don't know is that there's tape. So when they go to come out, they get stuck in the tape.
This is a very fun fact. I hope a lot of people find this information useful, but also I'm going to have nightmares for like 2 weeks now.
Don't. This mostly passes among children in like summer camps and that kind of stuff.
Oh my god. So only at night. So if I get that weird pokey feeling in my butthole during the day,
Yeah,
it's probably just poop.
exactly. But if your anus is like, yo, I'm super, super itchy at nighttime, be concerned.
That is so interesting. Okay, yeah, you've solved a lot of my like weird paranoias, but also now a new fear unlocked. Oh my god, so scared of getting worms.
The amount of people I've had bring in like just weird butt tissue, like, you know, they poop too hard, so they rip some stuff on the way out, right? The amount of people that have brought that in and been like, this is a worm. And I have to be like, definitively, sir, it's not. It's not. I shouldn't say sir because women do this as well.
Oh my god.
But like,
it's not.
it's not. The amount of people I've had show up with those little pads that you put on the bottom of your feet to suck out all the toxins, I'm saying that with air quotes.
Oh yeah.
The amount of people that have come in and have been like, this looks like it's in the shape of a worm. I need you.
Oh no.
I need you to tell me that this isn't a worm. And I'm like, it's not a worm. You have a weird vein on your foot. I'm sorry. Like the treatment for worms is not a huge deal. Like whatever, it's actually ivermectin. Hashtag doesn't fix COVID, but does fix worms.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Good to know.
yeah. So you can give that, and people are usually pretty good about it. They take it, and everybody feels better.
So
That's actually
you give it as a placebo. You're like, oh, okay, here you go. Enjoy.
that's actually not true. Ivermectin is for scabies.
Okay.
I think.
Scabies is
I
the itchy
don't.
one? Which one's scabies?
Scabies is the outside bugs.
Oh.
Oh, you can use it to treat worms. I usually don't use ivermectin though. I use ivermectin for scabies, and then I use the anti-parasitic worm drugs are very confusing. I have used ivermectin before, but usually we don't. Usually we use ivermectin for scabies when they can't do the overall cream. Fun fact about scabies, if you can't use so you're supposed to use this overall cream, you literally cover your entire body in it and you sit like that for 8 to 14 hours.
I'm sorry. What?
A whole cream. You apply this massive amount of cream to your entire body and you sit like that for 8 to 14
But
hours.
like a lotion, right? Like it like you're not like sitting covered in like a mask.
No, you're sitting like covered because you have to rinse it off after 8 to 14 hours. And then you have to do it again in 2 weeks.
How do you
It's
get
terrible.
scabies? God, I don't even know. I'm just gonna live in a bubble, I think. Maybe.
Shelters, mostly homeless folks in shelters, houseless folks in shelters, I should say.
Oh, okay.
But ivermectin you can use orally, and it fixes that. I mean, so you don't have to use the cream. You can use ivermectin orally.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know. I will let our houseless friends know.
Yeah, ivermectin. Anyway, so that's the long and short of my worm conversation.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, two totally different perspectives. We love it. Love to see it. Would you still love
It
me if I
also
was a
reminds
worm?
me.
Also, put tape on your butthole.
I mean, you don't need to routinely put tape on your butthole, but if you're curious, sure. And parents, if you have a child, specifically a little boy, who's like, my butthole itches, he 100% needs a tape test. Yeah, tape test. Absolutely.
I feel like little boys have a tendency to get worms.
Correct.
But
this is correct.
They have
Worms also make me think of Olivia's obsession with sour worms. She drinks sour worms. She eats a
crazy.
ton of sour worms.
Sour worms are delicious. I can't blame her.
Yeah. So the other day she was having a terrible day, so I stopped by the grocery store and I got her the like ultra mega share with the neighborhood sized sour worms.
Cute.
And so she's been snacking on those for the last few days.
I love that.
I can have like 3 of them before my body is like, you're done.
Yeah, but I feel that way about like pretty much all gummy candies. Like I think
same.
they're delicious. Like peach rings. Oh yeah, love peach rings. But I will have like 3 at a time, and I will keep that bag for like 7 weeks, just like slowly eating through it. So I never buy them for that reason because they dry out and shit. So it's like not fun to keep them around. But I'm always like, oh yeah, I love gummy worms, and someone's like, oh, well, you want to go get gummy worms? I'm like, no, I just want one.
No, I'm the exact same way. Like those, do you remember those candy stores you like walked through and like use the scoops? I'm sure they've all died from COVID now, but you walk through and use the scoops and you'd fill up. I would get like the tiniest amount of any version of a gummy candy because I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to hate this in like 4 bites. I'll be over it.
But that's why I loved those candy stores because you could literally take like 2 gummy worms and it was fine. Like I just wanted a bunch of chocolate and like some of those like, what are the gobstopper things? The ones like the hard ones you like suck on forever. And then just like
gobstoppers.
2 gummy candies. Like it was either like a shark and like some other animal or like a couple of gummy worms. And I'd be like, here's my bag. Thank you. Give me all my sugar.
Did you ever go, this is probably a stretch, but did you ever go to that candy store in Naperville?
Mm-mm.
Sweet Treats or something sweet. It's got like a bar in it. It's right across from Fogo de Chao.
No, but that sounds fun.
Is that Naperville or It's got to be Naperville. It can't be Schaumburg. Maybe it is Schaumburg because Dave and Buster's is in it.
I really spent very little time in Naperville while I lived in Chicagoland area, but Schaumburg more because I lived a lot closer to Schaumburg. But still, no, I've never been to that place. Though it sounds fun. It's a candy store with a bar.
Yeah, it's got Park Place, Rosemont. Oh, that sounds right. Okay.
Rosemont? Oh, okay, that is
Uh,
Schaumburg area.
yeah, yeah. Oh god, a bar. It's a candy bar.
Oh wait, are you talking
Uh,
about Kathy right there?
Sugar
Sugar
Factory. That's what it
Factory.
is.
Yeah, no,
The Sugar
but one of
Factory.
my oldest best friends worked there forever, and like
Really?
she would always be like, "Yeah, you can come visit me like when you want," but like, do you want to? Because like,
No. Okay. So
it's so gimmicky
my
and bad, and like
yeah.
she would tell me the behind the scenes of like what the actual food was that you were ordering and stuff. I was like, that place is gross. Like, I'm sorry,
No. So
no.
we went. My ex and I and a couple. We went with another couple to Fogo de Chao, which got hyped up to me to be like this delicious Brazilian steakhouse. You have to
Yeah,
have a dress code to get in, kind of a deal.
yeah, yeah.
I was not impressed. I was not impressed what I paid for. I was not impressed with what I ate. It was hardly. It was like straight up in the meh character. Like I don't care.
I
I'll
feel
never go back to a Fogo de Chao.
Yeah, I feel like that's been, I don't know, I've heard that before. Not that I've been to one, but like, if anything, I feel like the downtown Chicago location always gets better reviews, but also always meh reviews.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Fogo de Chao is like the place that they have meat on sticks and they walk around and shave the meat at your table. You don't get up for most things; they bring it all to you. That's how Fogo de Chao works. Anyway, they have a dress code at the door. It was stupid. Don't go. But Sugar Factory was right across the street, and so we were like, "Oh, let's go get a drink at the Sugar Factory." So we went to the Sugar Factory. The drink was delicious. I got obliterated off of one. It was like a big, like almost fishbowl looking thing.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get any food, but they had that free, like free roaming candy situation. But the layout was so poor. You were shoulder to shoulder with everybody at every moment, and there was no way for you to actually self serve yourself candy. It was awful.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, I heard that place was run pretty poorly and management was not great. So that's not surprising.
Yeah, we didn't try the food there since we just had Fogo, but I wonder if we would have hated that.
Yeah, I had so many opportunities to go and just never did. Just from what I had heard about it, it didn't seem like I would have a good time. Plus,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
that's just not me. Like, I've never really been into any of the like gimmicky kind of restaurant places that like have a thing, you know? I don't know.
I've only ever been into one, and that's Medieval Times, and we've talked about that here a
Well,
ton. Like
I
I
love medieval times. Like, that's
right.
fair, but like even like Fogo de Chao to me that's like kind of gimmicky because they have like, like you go because there's meat on a stick and they carve it at your table. Like, that's the whole reason to go. Like
Right.
Sugar Factory, like
Right.
you go because they have these like big sugary drinks with like uh what is it, dry ice coming out of them and shit. Like, that's why you go
Oh,
there,
sure.
so it's like, or like even Hell at the Moon is like a place in down all over the country, honestly, but like you go there because they have pianos and live music, like those types of places.
Howl at the Moon. What a fun restaurant name.
Yeah, so fun. I used to work there, so but
Oh, really? You have a piano bar vibe.
I did social media for them. So like really
Oh,
I was like in administration and like they, I was corporate, so it wasn't as fun. But they are super fun bars, but it's just like, yeah, they have like a thing, like a draw, and like that kind of like thing has never drawn me in really. I don't know. Like, they also serve
trying to think of
alcohol
something.
in like a giant bucket. That's their other thing, is like it's a piano bar, but also it's fun because you can get a bucket of alcohol.
Hmm. So I didn't have one that I could think of until you just said the bucket of alcohol part, and then I'm reminded of Joe's Crab Shack. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
So Joe's Crab Shacks were awesome. It was literally, a crab shack. You'd walk in and it was decorated like it was a shack, and
Yeah.
you like got to eat all these really cool seafood dishes, big buckets, big like boils that they would have. And one of their drinks was the shark attack. And it was very gimmicky because it was like this blue carousel, whatever drink. And then the grenadine was in a shark tube. And so you had someone like a little plastic thing floating
Cute.
in your drink that was a person.
That's cute.
And then the servers would walk up and go, "Oh my God, it's a shark attack." And then dump the grenadine out of the shark as it was attacking the plastic guy in your cup.
Oh, that's cute.
which was fun.
Yeah,
That was a fun gimmick.
that's fun. That's definitely a fun one. Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad. I just think that like there are a lot of cheesy ones out there.
Oh, for sure. R.I.P. Joe's Crab Shack. Gone too soon.
Yeah, I guess
I was
so.
so sad.
I don't remember when those closed, but
A while ago, we have a crab place fairly close to me and Olivia's house that I want to go to. And Olivia, fun fact, does not care for seafood much.
Okay.
And I'm like, I want to go get some stinking crab legs. And she's like, I'm not into it. And I'm like, well, maybe on one of these days I'll just go alone
Take
and
one
I'll
of
be
your
like,
friends.
hi.
Invite one of your friends from the dojo.
I'm so awkward. I can ask. I'm just so awkward. I'm like, do any of you like crab legs? Would any of you be down to go get crab legs and boiled corn? No? Anyone? No? Bueller?
I mean, I feel like somebody would say yes. You could also try the old, has anyone ever been to blah 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 restaurant? Like I've been dying to try it, but Liv won't go with me.
Yeah, there's that. I could say that.
And see who bites.
Yeah, I've been trying to get over not doing those things alone. I've also been trying to get over not going to go see a movie alone. I've been meaning to, like, every time I have a day off, I'm like, oh, I should go see the Mario Brothers movie. I heard that was good in theaters. And then I just never make it.
It's hard to keep yourself accountable when you're doing things by yourself.
Yeah, it's much easier when you make plans and you have to go with someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then
You know, it would be a lot easier if I was a worm and they could just carry me with them.
That was good. I like that. We circled back. Look at that. Oh no, I guess we did have 2 words today. That's okay.
Well, yeah, the first word is not congruent with the other word.
The
It is incongruent, if you will.
incongruent. Anyway, we learned a new word today, so that was something exciting.
We learned a new word. I would love you if you were a worm. And here we are.
Oh, yeah, and also the tape test for if you think you have worms. That's an important one.
Yeah.
It's important in this
Remember,
summary
folks,
of the episode.
Yep. Itchy butthole at nighttime, slap some tape over it. And then check that bad boy in the morning.
Oh.
If you find a surprise, you need to see your doctor immediately. Thank you.
Nice. I have a feeling I'll be using that at some point in my life, and I very much appreciate you for it. So, until next time.
I advise duct tape. It really hangs on stronger.
Ouch!
Okay, that's all.
Anyway, until next time, this has been fun.